Let's create our own continent. What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and today we are going to take a closer look at a game called ECOS, the First Continent. It is a really cool game of bingo, so to say. Let's get down to the table. Let me show you what's inside this box and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, so let's check out ECOS, the First Continent. First of all, as always, you have the rulebook, which is super easy game to learn. It looks a little bit complicated, but listen, this is like just the setup and what components you get. This is basically the rules for the game. As I said, super easy, straightforward game to teach and to learn. So what do you get? You get a bunch of the hex tiles, and these hex tiles are double-sided. These are always like savannas and then some green type of surface like grass or something, and you get a bunch of these tiles, and you get these water tiles, which are, I think, not coincidentally, a little bit lower, a little bit these land tiles are a little bit thicker, so when you are building them they are slightly down, which looks really awesome because they represent like sea level, that is really like a little bit down from the earth level, which is kind of cool little bit touch that I noticed and I like it. So you get, as you can see, a bunch of these tiles. You can build a lot in this game. So next thing, each of you will get some cubes to track your points, and you will use this thing here to track your points. And I noticed one interesting thing, not sure how this happened, but once you have 41, 42, 43, then you have 44, 44, 46. So don't get this confuse you. This is actually 45. I guess it just slipped throughout the proofreading. So you get some wooden trees that you can put on these land tiles. So these are really nice looking trees, like those you can find in Africa. And there are some mountains that you can put on a board, and these mountains come in two different shapes, but they are completely the same. They just give you two different shapes, so then they don't look all the same. They look a little bit of different, which is also a nice touch for the end game look. So each player will get one of these cards. They will put them in front of themselves, and you can use these to get some extra cubes, to get extra cards or whatnot. And over here you have cubes. These cubes you will use, and it is awesome. They gave you like this little thing that you can just use to cover up everything and keep it safe from spilling all around the board. And when you want to play the game, you just take it out, pull the lid off, and you are ready to play. So these cubes you will use in a bingo style to cover the components on these cards, so you can activate these cards. And also you get to put animals. Oh, there's one more for each player. And you get animals, and you get also these little trays for all these animals. Each animal goes in their own slot. So once you populate the earth with animals, you will just take the token, put it where it should go, where the card tells you to put it, and that is that. And I like it. It is really awesome that they created like these little thingies. You just take them on the table. Setup is really fast for this game. You just take this one out, take the lid off, and you are ready to play. There's also more animals in here, all kinds of different animals. These are like antelopes, rhinos, manatees, lions, sharks, all kinds of different animals. And the last thing, the main thing of this game, are these cards. So you can take pre-made decks, or you can do the draft, just shuffle everything. And there are two types of cards. One of them are more for the points, one of them are more for the world building. So you first need to build a little bit of a world, then you try to score points out of that world. And yeah, so these cards basically, they are comprised of few things. So this one, for example, can be activated 3 times because it has 3 leaves up here. And you need all these symbols, and how you will get these symbols I'll show you in a minute. And once you get these symbols covered with those little white cubes that I just showed you a little bit ago, you will do all these things that card tells you, and then you will rotate it one step. Now you can use it only 2 times, now you can use it only 1 time, and then you are done with it, you will discard it, there it will be no longer used. And how do you cover those? How do you play bingo in this game? Everything revolves around this really nice cloth bag. I like the blue color. Blue color is my favorite, but this blue is really nice looking. So basically each time one player will draw tiles from the bag, and once he draws tile, he announces what he draw. He puts it on the table, like I've got this little like target sign, and you will take your cards, see if you have a target sign on one of them. Maybe you have, for example, this one has target, and you will put a little cube over it. Once all these symbols have cubes, you will activate the card. And that's how the game plays. And you draw tiles from the bag, and once you draw this tile, the round ends. You will put all these tiles that you draw back in a bag, and the next player will be the first player, and he will start drawing the tiles and everything. This is like the Joker tile. This replaces any tile you want in a game. And as you can see, there is a lot of tiles, and these are really nice chunky wooden components that are just adorable to feel under your hand, and when you are mandling with them in the bag, fiddling them around, trying to pull the one that you really need, and you are not pulling it. And of course, some of these are rare. Some of these, like these tiles, you only have 3 of these, but you have like 9 tiles or 10 tiles of sun in here. So some of them are more harder to pull out from the bag. And that's everything that comes with ECOS First Continent. Okay, so that was ECOS First Continent. And first of all, I really like how this game is produced. AEG produced a game with such nice components that I was really, when I opened it, I was stunned how cool they are. They even gave you that little cardboard inserts, sort of, so you can store all your kits with animals that you can populate the earth with, and that is really cool. The game itself, those chunky wooden tiles that you are drawing from the bag to use on your cards, they're just absolutely gorgeous. Now the game itself, it is basically a bingo, but with more things that you can do with it. So one of the players will draw tiles from the bag until they pull the Joker tile. Then the round ends, all tokens are put back in a bag, and the second player starts their turn. And when you're drawing these tokens, they have all kinds of different symbols on them, and you will try and match those symbols with your cards. And once all the symbols are covered, you can activate your card, you can build new lanes, you can build new animals, put new animals on the board, build some trees, mountains. Basically, you are building your own earth. And every map starts the same, but you can match that up. You can try different configurations and everything. But overall, at the end of the game, every map will look completely different depending which cards you play, which cards you choose. Now there is a preset of the cards, so you can get cards that are like preset for the beginner games and everything. But you can always use which we mostly use, is a draft mechanic, where you just take all cards like in Seven Wonders, any other game of that type. You will take cards, you will pick one, put the rest to other player, and you will then circle those cards around. Once you have all these cards and you're at your hand, that's what you will be playing with. You can optionally get more cards throughout the game, but you can easily win with the cards that you picked on that drafting phase. You don't need much more than that from the cards. All different cards that are stronger can be activated fewer times. Some cards can be activated up to 4 times. That's the maximum amount. So these cards are not like super powerful or anything. And they're really nice combos, nice engines that you can keep going in this game. And yeah, I don't know, I just like it. I really enjoyed that bingo aspect of it. It is really simple. Just one person will pull out those chunky big tokens. And I like that they're big chunky tokens, so everyone at the table can see what did you draw from the bag. And you announced, I draw the sun. You just cover one of the suns on the card and you are trying to activate. It is just interesting and fun game, and I had lots of fun with it. Now, one thing that I maybe kind of didn't really like is that it takes a little. It says here 45 to 75 minutes, and that is maybe for 4 players. The game goes up to 6, so I maybe didn't like that. Maybe it takes a little bit too long for what it is. But once everyone is accustomed with the game, when they know the rules and things can go a lot quicker, then it's just set up at a real nice time frame, even though I still feel it's a little bit longer than it should have been. But yeah, I don't know, I like it. I really like, if you like these like bingo-esque games with sort of easy rules, because these cards are really not that hard to comprehend, maybe check this one out. So yeah, and create your own big planet. And yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for spending time with me. I could not ask for more. And that is it. Until next time. Pozdrav. This video was brought to you by philibertnet.com, the game in all its states.